a good burn. Okay, turkeys. What are they? There's a song. Llegó el pavo. I'm a dark meat and curly. I'm gonna show you how to make the tastiest Puerto Rican turkey. Or pavo, some people call it pavo chong. Whatever the name, it's delicious. It'll take about a day to defrost. I like marinating it overnight or more. Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Yeah. So, for the marinade, per pound of turkey, I'm gonna be using a garlic clove, 2 whole black peppercorns, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of olive oil, and a teaspoon of vinegar. And I'm gonna multiply it by 12 because my turkey weighs 12 pounds. I have a little cheat sheet going just to remember that I need 12 of everything. 12 garlic cloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Peel garlic however you want. Don't let anyone tell you you're doing it wrong. It's better to use whole fresh peppercorns. If you have one of those peppercorn grinders that you can't take the peppercorn out, you can just do like 3 per pound, more or less. I think that should be right. I also lost count, but it doesn't matter. Pepper is good. 5, 6. You can be flexible with the amount of ingredients you put in the marinade and just like let your heart guide you, but be careful with the salt. I would stick to a teaspoon of salt per pound. Yeah, use good olive oil. Don't skimp out, just for good luck. Same with vinegar. A teaspoon of vinegar per pound. You can also add 12 pounds. 12 teaspoons. And then the only thing we're missing is the oregano. You can use fresh oregano, but dried oregano is pretty consistent. Okay, so half a teaspoon per pound, 12, half a teaspoon. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend it to create kind of a paste. So the marinade is done. Smells delicious. So next we're gonna clean the turkey. A couple things before you start, because once you start cleaning the turkey and then marinating, your hands will be dirty. So just take a potty break, put your hair up, and put some gloves on. So you're gonna open it up. Yep, juices are coming out. Don't be scared. Yes. What do you call it in English? La tripa. El corazón. The heart and the inside bits, some people use it for stuffing or for gravy or for other stuff. I do not deal with that. I eliminate it. But you're welcome to use them however you want. I don't do that.
There you go.
I also need a cutting board and a knife. So make sure you prep everything before you start. You'll need some limes, limones. Clean all the bits, lift the wing, you know, give it like you're washing a baby. Now we're gonna take it over there and rinse it with some cold water. You could use a brush, but I think you get really in there if you use your hands. Just slowly start rubbing it in there. And the key, the essential key, is to make little tears in the skin and get some seasoning in there as well, because all of that flavor needs to get in there. And then you're gonna turn it around, make sure those wings are nice and seasoned to the last drop. I am going to cover this in plastic and put it in the fridge overnight. So we are gonna work on the relleno, or the stuffing for the turkey. You're gonna need a pound of ground beef and then half a pound of ground pork. And you're gonna mix them together in a bowl before you start. Also, while you're doing this, you're gonna wanna boil 4 eggs. I already boiled them and have them here. But while you're mixing all the meats and prepping all the ingredients, you can have the the eggs boiling for like 10 minutes. First, we're gonna mix the 2 meats and half a pound of the pork and store the rest. Okay, so I'm gonna chop up a whole onion, around 10 prunes, 4 boiled eggs, a cup of pimientos morrones. Then we're ready to cook. Okay, so I'm gonna saute my chopped onion in some olive oil in a heated pot. And we're just gonna let these cook a little bit until they're slightly translucent. You're gonna put in the meat mixture. Just gonna brown the meat a little bit. Next, we're gonna add in some raisins. It's half a cup, so like a good handful should be about half a cup. And then add in the prunes that I already chopped up. I am not a huge fan of olives. I just add olives in wherever it's needed for the culture. So I'm gonna add about 6, and I'll add in a little bit of the juice for the brininess and the flavor without the olive texture. Here you're gonna add in some capers, like around a tablespoon. Also, it's okay to add in some of that juice. It's not the cutest thing you've ever seen, but it's tasty. Next, we're adding the pimientos morrones. I also leave in the liquid that they come in. It adds a really nice flavor. What else? 2 cups of applesauce. I didn't really like this growing up. I thought the concept of it was really weird, but now I crave it. 4 boiled eggs, chopped. Sugar. Once everything's in the pot, you're gonna salt it a little bit. You don't really need to salt it this much because remember, this is gonna go inside of the turkey. It's gonna pick up all of the turkey's flavors. You can always store whatever doesn't fit inside of the turkey for a day that you want to make like empanadillas or something. And then you're gonna cover it up and let it cook on low for around 10 minutes. Okay, so this is done. You're definitely gonna want to let it cool all the way through and then store it in the fridge. It has to be completely cold in order to stuff it in the turkey when the time comes. So it's the morning after I marinated my turkey. It's been in the fridge all night, and so has the stuffing, and now I'm just gonna stuff the turkey and put it in the oven. After it's been marinating all night, the marinade tends to kind of drip at the bottom of the pan, and you're just gonna brush it on again to make sure you don't waste any of that marinade. Now I'm gonna stuff the turkey. I'm gonna do it with my hands because it's how you get the most control out of it. And you're gonna stuff it in there. It's probably gonna end up being like 6 handfuls of stuffing in there, depending the size of your turkey. Mine's almost full. I don't want it to come all the way out here. Let's do 1 more. So now I'm going to use a needle, a butcher needle, to sew the closure shut. You can also use toothpicks for this, but it truly is pretty easy. We just thread the needle, make it double so it's nice and strong, and then you'll do a knot at the end. So what I'm gonna do is tie the tail to this part here. I'm gonna flip my turkey over breast down, so I wanna make sure that I have a nice closure and so the stuffing doesn't come out. I'm gonna go through here again and through this loop just to make a nice knot, and then you cut it. She's ready to flip. When I make turkey, I think I wash my hands like 20 times. Now I'm just gonna cover it in foil. Make sure that the foil isn't touching the turkey too much. You just wanna leave it kinda loose because it'll stick to the skin. Okay, she's ready. The way you're gonna know how long to cook your turkey is half an hour per pound, and you want it to reach 165 internal temperature. Okay, so the turkey has been in the oven for about 1.5 hours or 2 hours, and we're just gonna bring it out and baste it to keep the moisture in. So I'm just gonna keep basting it every hour or so until it's done cooking. You see this? It's a turkey. Also note that if you wanted to serve it breast side up to your guest, it looks a little nicer. You can pop it in the oven a couple more minutes, make sure the other side gets golden brown as well. But I am ready to cut into this right now. Look at that. It looks so good. Oh my god. Quedó súper rico. Está súper jugoso, saladito. So good. Let me see if I can break into the relleno. That's so tasty. Turkeys can be a really intimidating thing to make. Maybe it's because of their size, I don't know. But it was just a couple of ingredients. Pop it in the oven, forget about it, and it's gonna come out good. I promise. Pinky promise. Te lo prometo. Anyone can do a turkey. You can do it. You can do it.